Exactly. The potential for abuse for that is worse than any drug or anything like that.
Yeah,
but
ketamine's gnarly. Isn't it like an animal tranquilizer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like horse or cat tranquilizer or something, yeah.
Something.
Your story when you said you took acid on accident, the first time I did it was kind of similar. I went to my buddy's house. His parents were out of town. We were just going to drink some beer, smoke some weed, play video games and stuff. And then his buddy rolled up, and he had a bottle of Grey Goose. And he was turning it right side up, upside down, and everything. And I saw some piece of paper floating in there, and I was kind of, looking at it a little longer than people would if you just turn a bottle upside down. And I was thinking, like, you don't really need to shake vodka. It's not like there's any sediment that you need to shake up or anything.
They put it in the vodka.
Yeah, well, he was like, he saw me kind of looking, intrigued, and he said, "Oh yeah, I put he said a few hits of acid in here."
And by full tabs is what he meant by hits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's this little, tab-sized piece of paper floating around, and he was like, "Yeah, have you ever tried it?" And I said, "No, I've never tried shrooms."
So, yeah, you have.
I want to, but I have, I'm supposed to go hang out with my dad tomorrow for brunch and everything. And he's like, "Yeah, well, if you want to try it, let me know. If you do like a shot or two, you'd still be able to get to bed and get like 4 or 5 hours of sleep." This was earlier in the night at like 7 or 8 or whatever, right?
Yeah, right.
So they pour a bunch of, shot. There's like 7 people there, and they pour, he's like, "Oh, are you in?" I'm like, "Yeah, what the hell?" I take a shot. We're hanging out, smoke some more weed. And then they're like, "Oh, we're getting another one." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, there's 60 shots in a handle, right? 60 ounces or 59 and some change, call it 60. And I'm thinking, maybe put like 10 hits of acid in there. So 10 out of 6, that's 1/6. So if I do 3 shots, that's about a half of a tab. And I've heard, depending on the potency, you should start with half, maybe 1. If it's weak stuff, do 2.
Okay.
Boy, were you wrong.
Yeah, right.
So I end up doing like 3 or 4 shots, thinking that I'm at about half or maybe at the very most 3/4.
Were you doing the
tab.
math while messed up as well?
Oh, yeah. No, I was... Well, I knew there was 60 shots, and I even looked it up, that there's 60 shots in a handle, right? And then after like the 4th shot, I start to feel it a little bit.
Wait, but you just went up to 2, and now after the 4th...
Well, no, I did 2, and then it like an hour had gone by, and I didn't feel anything. And then I was like, oh, whatever, I'll do, a 4th final one.
Open the top and close it again.
And I asked him, I'm like, "Hey, how many tabs did you put in there?" And he said, 2 sheets, so like 52.
Oh, Jesus.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. I just did 4 fucking tabs of acid for my first time. So as soon as that happened,
that's a lot.
Yeah.
And you're losing your shit because
no, I wasn't scared because I was in a very safe spot. This was like the house that I spent the night at like all the time. It was my best friend through elementary school and everything. And they had a very nice, like, hardwood floor.
Math is a bitch, man.
And I started walking, and the grain of the hardwood, when you're at the beach and you step, and it like, wicks the water, the moisture out? Yeah. So this, like, glittery purple sap was oozing every time I stepped.
As it should.
Yeah. And I was like...
I have that, too.
Okay, here we go.
It's so good.
And then I got, like... a little overwhelmed, but nothing I couldn't handle. But there was 2 girls there that were like a little annoying for the setting, and I had like I think a pack of cigarettes in my car or something, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna walk out to my car, maybe look at the sky for a little bit, and I tried sneaking around the back of my buddy's backyard, and it backs up right to like Cleveland National Forest, and they had a motion sensor. So right as I got to the gate, I'm like trying to open the gate, and this motion sensor light just comes on, and it's like there's like mountain lions and deer all over the place there, and it immediately I felt like I was in like a Saving Private Ryan war zone where like like I bumped into something and it fell, and it was just like all like the noises were just so overwhelming, and I couldn't get the gate open. I'm like shaking the shit out of it. And then I went out to my car, and I came out the next morning, and the paint around the keyhole was just all
fucked because you were just
I was like I could not get the key
your
into the
key in there.
Yeah.
He's trying to open the door.
Yeah. So that was moving. But other than that, once I got past that moment, it was totally fine, totally cool.
Did you feel accomplished when you finally was able to pull it in?
Yeah.
God.
Would you accept your fate?
I always see those like old cars with like the key rings just like around, like anywhere but the car, and I'm just like, well, they had a couple good nights. Like, you can tell.
Yeah. Especially if there's dents.
Yeah.
I wonder how the acid mixes with alcohol, like if it makes it a gnarlier trip or not. I guess not.
Depressant with a little bit of trip.
Yeah.
Nothing bad about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
I would.
But I mean, actually putting it straight into the alcohol would
I
it
am.
change?
Bro,
Not really.
Weed with acid.
Yeah.
Weed with acid. Not that I do any of that, but I've heard it's fantastic.
I don't think anyone's ever taken just acid and not smoked a little bit of weed.
Yeah, I think
Like
you do everything.
if you're
once
up
on
to acid,
you're doing
the
it.
chances
you're
are
doing it, you're
there's
like, fuck it,
some
what
weed
else you
floating
got?
around,
Yeah.
and you're probably down in a
handful
couple
of
years.
this, snort off of this,
Yeah.
all right, what are we doing?
There's
And
a
then
magic
you got-
what?
Yeah, exactly. It's y'all popping stuff.
What's the most acid you've ever taken? Like at
That
a
was
time?
probably it. I don't think I've ever
No.
gone more than 2 tabs past that.
You probably did more than 2 tabs.
Not in a single night.
Oh,
No, but I mean that night.
yeah, that night.
Oh
You
yeah, no,
did,
that
like,
night I'm
5,
guessing I
6
did like
tabs.
4 at least.
Yeah.
Because like after that I was done with drinking from that bottle. Like I was cracking beers and smoking a little weed and stuff. But
How about you?
yeah,
Me?
Yeah.
Most I did I think was 3.
3?
Yeah. Or 3 Altoids. So.
Okay, well, you give us your drug story now. Think it's your
Oh,
turn.
my first one?
Yeah, no, your drug story. Your like go-to drug story. Everyone's got a drug story.
Okay, well I have a fun one where I was
Yeah.
at work. So.
Okay, let's go for it.
All right, so I worked at a theater in San Juan,
Yeah, yeah.
and then
What was the name of it?
No. I don't want to get sued.
Name of the theater is no.
Yeah, no, but there was a place in San Juan that is not the current theater in San Juan, but I used to work there, and my
Mhm.
boss was a funny guy, writer, comedian, connoisseur of bizarre things, and
Yeah.
so like anyway, this other guy who worked there, who like we had a mutual bonding over Crass and Flux Pink Indians.
Oh, yeah.
That's fucking cool. He's all, yeah, I got them all. Yeah. So, and so next thing I knew, he's like, here's some Altoids, you know, great. Took some Altoids. My boss took some Altoids.
You want to do them back in my van?
No, we just did them while we were working.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, it should be fine. It's a dead night anyway. But the movie that came out, because it was usually dead, but the movie that came out, I forget what it was, but it was actually pretty popular. So it was an old school tape ripper, you know.
Mhm.
Took it down the left. It kicked in like right when the wave came, and it was all.
Oh no.
Hey, I'm ready to go see my movie.
Yeah, and I'd be like. Now, you gonna rip it?
Are you okay?
Sure, yeah. No, and then they're all, where do I go? I'm all.
You're just
No, seriously. Because you know how movie theaters have that crazy fucking carpet?
yeah.
yeah.
Oh my god, I started
moving.
sinking into it. Oh,
Stanley
not
Kubrick
just
carpet.
moving, I started sinking into it. And I'm like, I gotta go take a smoke break. And they're all, you haven't even been here like an hour ago. I need to take a smoke
Is that a
break
huge,
now. Like,
Like tick on the dog?
no, it's a abort. Or,
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm like, hope he's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hope none of us are tripping right now. That'd be a
Yeah.
complete buzzkill. Yeah, guaranteed bad trip hanging out with a new guy. Apparently. Are those bugs crawling on your skin?
I usually feel like I'm dying for the first part of the trip, but it quickly.
It depends on how much you fight it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the acid I don't get that though. I get that from shrooms, but acid.
Yeah,
is-
it was shrooms.
Yeah, that like
Shrooms,
it has
I
an
get that for
earthiness
like a
to it.
second. I'm all, no. And I'm like, acid, I'm like,
Oh, see, it's different people. Yeah.
I like can't
Yeah.
get past that register point.
Oh, I love it. I'm
Like-
like in space. I was like so scared because I forgot what was up and down, and I was outside holding onto the grass because I was scared I was gonna fall down into the stars, and I was like enjoying every minute of it. Like on
And they
shrooms,
didn't-
like I'm more cognizant, but I'm just like ugh. You feel like always kind of nauseous, you know? I feel like nauseous the whole time.
Do you?
Yeah, I think I'm just weird. I think I'm just
I got
weird.
Well, you're poisoning your body.
Sure.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
so.
Your body would respond. Also, it's genetic to what your ancestors
Yeah.
took. Like
Yeah.
I can have 3 of these and have a horrible fucking
Yeah,
hangover.
you gonna have one? Or
Yeah, that's why I quit
Yeah,
drinking.
Just say,
I'll get some- get 'em out.
you can switch it.
It's
for,
a twist off.
You can switch it for colder one. Oh, too late. Now I'm drinking the warm one.
Yeah, that's why I quit drinking. My genetic makeup is not good for alcohol.
Yeah, I think my only worry that night, so once I got past that initial, I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm in it for the long haul. I just did like 3 or 4 tabs. And then I got out to my car and back. I was like, no, this is really fun. This is really fucking cool. And what seemed like a good 2 hours went by. I was just wondering, okay, like, is this going to end? Not when, but like, it's going to end, right?
If you're stuck like that.
And then I remember
Forever.
looking at the
What
clock.
about the one anomaly?
Yeah, well, I
Just
took my
like-
phone and I turned it off and I just put it like next to the spot I was sleeping at. I had like my keys and wallet and I was like, those are staying there. And then I think we were in it for like 5 or 6 hours and I was just like, okay, like we're not